All right, good afternoon, everybody. Uh, Welcome to the August 22nd, 2023 Yuma County Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. I'm going to go ahead and call this regular session to order. Do we have a quorum for record?
AJ Mosqueda,
Present.
Ron Rice, Jim Allen,
Here.
Tim Bowers,
Present.
Danny Bryant, Matias Rosales,
Present.
Mohern, Gary Black, Bobby McDermott,
Present.
Ron Van Wy.
Here.
Chairman, you do have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Let's go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and give some little housekeeping rules. If you parked in the rear employee gated parking lot, please move your vehicle to the front with commissioners without access. Parking lot will be closed and your vehicle will be locked in. Please sign in the sign-in sheet in the table by the rear of the door as you walked in for the record. Please state your name and address for the record before speaking at the podium. Please address the chairman, not the audience or staff when speaking at the podium. There is a 3-minute timer for those who wish to speak. Myself may or not decide to let the speaker continue after the 3-minute mark has been exhausted. If you have handouts to give out to the commission, please give them to the admin staff to distribute accordingly. If you need to show information on the overhead projector, please give them to the administrative staff to become part of the permanent record. Restrooms and drinking fountains are down the hallway behind this meeting room. Feel free to use the facilities as needed. Please no food or beverages other than clear water in the meeting rooms. Thank you. Item number 3, approval of the Planning and Zoning Commission regular meetings of July 25th, 2023.
Mr. Commissioner, I move to approve the minutes as noted.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against? All right, minutes approved. Thank you. Item number 4, rezoning case number 23-06, Anson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. Anson Lahosset, Senior Planner, presenting rezoning case 2306. Adrian Vega of Dahl Robbins and Associates, agent for NMI Holdings, requests to rezone a parcel 10.03 gross acres in size from rural area 10-acre minimum to suburban site-built 2-acre minimum. The intent is to split the parcel into 5 parcels for residential development. This is the zoning and vicinity map. The subject parcel is in crosshatch. Parcel 9 to the north is zoned RA10 and is undeveloped desert. Parcel 1 to the northeast is zoned SR2 and is improved with a manufactured home. Parcel 2 to the east is zoned RA5 and has a manufactured home. Parcel 197-22001 to the south is within the City of Yuma jurisdiction, is zoned agricultural, and is undeveloped desert. Parcels 7 and 8 to the west are zoned SR2 and have manufactured homes. Parcel 5 to the northwest is zoned RA5 and is improved with a manufactured home. This is the site plan submitted by the applicant. The proposed access is by a 40-foot access easement along the west side of the parcel that runs through the parcel to the north. This is an aerial image of the parcel and the surrounding area. The parcel is located approximately 1/4 mile north of the Barry M. Goldwater Range. Access to the parcel comes from County 13.5 Street. You can see that the pavement for this road ends prior to Avenue 7 1/4 E. This is an image looking east along County 13.5 Street at the end of pavement, which is approximately 1,050 feet west of the parcel. This is an image looking southwest from County 13.5 Street, and on the left is Avenue 7 1/2 E. And this is an image looking southwest at this subject property. This is an aerial image looking north at the subject property. Staff received comment from Arizona State Land Department, a property owner within the notification area. State trust land abuts the subject parcel's southern property line. Should traffic impacts require construction of the full roadway and require an easement across state trust land, the applicant must apply for and acquire a right-of-way easement. This comment was received after the due date and was provided to the commission prior to the meeting, but is not within the staff report. Marine Corps Air Station Yuma stated that the parcel is located approximately 1/4 mile from the northern boundary of the Barry M. Goldwater Range West and requested an navigation easement and range disclosure statement. Arizona Game and Fish Department stated that the proposed project area provides suitable habitat for the flat-tail horned lizard. A report was provided with general recommendations and best management practices for when development occurs. Staff recommends approval of rezoning case number 2306, subject to the following performance condition and schedule for development. Within 60 days of approval by the Board of Supervisors, the owner or agent shall provide an ARS 12-1134 waiver, record an infrastructure disclosure statement, a schedule for development disclosure statement, an agriculture disclosure statement, a range disclosure statement, and navigation disclosure statement, and schedule for development within 5 years of approval by the Board of Supervisors and prior to approval of the land division permit. The owner shall apply for a grading permit and encroachment permit with the Yuma County Engineering Department to improve County 13.5 Street from the end of pavement to the western property boundary of the parcel 725-54009 with a 26-foot wide paved roadway in accordance with Yuma County Public Works Standard Volume 2, detail number CO 20-10, within 5 years of approval by the Board of Supervisors and prior to approval of the land division permit. The owner shall apply for a grading and encroachment permit with the Yuma County Engineering Department to improve the 40-foot ingress-egress easement, which provides direct access to the new lots in a dust-free condition by application of an aggregate base course covered by penetration chip seal coat. Standard number B, penetration chip seal. The end of the ingress-egress easement shall also contain means of emergency vehicle for emergency vehicles to turn around. The turnaround shall be in accordance with the 2003 International Fire Code and current Yuma County policies. Within 5 years of approval by the Board of Supervisors, the owner shall submit certification from a licensed engineer confirming that the roadway is referred to in Item 1 and Item 2 of the Schedule for Development were constructed according to the referenced Yuma County standards. Within 5 years of approval by the Board of Supervisors, the property shall be split by means of a land division permit pursuant to Section 507 of the Yuma County zoning ordinance. Any required irrigation easement shall be recorded with the land division permit. And Mr. Chairman, this is an aerial image of the parcel with the proposed layout. The yellow on County 13.5 Street demonstrates the area that staff is recommending improvement of standard detail number CO 20-10. And the green demonstrates the proposed access to the parcels and the area that staff is recommending approval of standard number B. This parcel is within the PM10 non-attainment area. The improvements are requested to help mitigate an increase in dust that would be associated with 5 single-family homes, potentially generating 50 daily vehicle trips. And, Mr. Chairman, thank you. That completes staff's presentation. Are there any questions for staff?
Thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Just one, there is no power or water to this property, is that correct?
Mr. Chairman, I do not believe there is currently power or water on the parcel, no.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, at this time I'll open it up to the public. Anyone from the public wish to comment for or against or for any reason on this item? All right, hearing none, is the applicant here? Would the applicant like to add anything, or are you okay with all the conditions?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Adrian Vega, 1560 South Fifth Avenue. Just to answer Mrs. McDermott's question, there is no water at the site. Power will be brought up for this development. We had the opportunity to review the staff and we agreed to the conditions of approval. So I'm here to answer any questions if you guys have any.
So you're okay with the improvements to the roads?
Yes, yes. We spoke to the applicant and to the owner, and he's okay with that. So thanks.
We have another Hillary storm and the road gets covered with dirt again, like right now.
Yeah.
Will.
Especially
So
out
there's no improvement planned on County 13 3/4 along the state trust land?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, yes, that is correct. Our access will be through County 13 and a half in the north. So we're not touching any of the state land.
Is there a dirt road currently on the south side of that property?
I don't believe there's any roads right now. It's just desert land. There's probably some road on the western properties, but in our property, it's just vacant land. So
And the
That's
east,
not gonna
that properties on the east, is County 13 3/4 exists there?
Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure about that. I believe all these properties take access off of County 13 and a half and 7 and a half feet. I don't think none of these are taking access off of County 13 and 3/4.
Thank you.
you. Any additional questions? Hearing none, I'll bring it back to the commission.
Chairman, make a motion.
Sure.
I recommend that we approve rezoning case number 23-06 as presented by staff.
I'll second.
Motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against? All right, thank you. Item number 5, special use permit case number 23-08, Mr. Jesus Carrillo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. Jesus Carrillo, Associate Planner, presented special use permit 2308. Mr. Jeff Bennett is requesting a special use permit per section 607.03E of the Yuma County zoning ordinance to allow an accessory dwelling unit on a parcel 11,761 square feet in size, zone manufactured home subdivision, 10,000 square feet minimum. The property is located in the Foothills Planning Area at 12706 East 41st Place, Yuma. And the intent is to build a detached accessory dwelling unit. This is the vicinity and zoning map showing the subject property on the crosshatch center. Parcels in other directions are zone mixture of manufactured home subdivision for 4.5 and MHS 10. And manufactured home subdivision 20,000 square feet minimum, and are improved for the mixture of manufactured homes and site-built homes. This is aerial imagery of the property with the outline in blue. There's an existing manufactured home and a detached accessory structure on the subject property. And this is the site plan submitted by the applicant. As is shown in the site plan, there's an existing manufactured home on the parcel, and the applicant proposed to convert an existing garage, which is highlighted in yellow, to be an accessory dwelling unit. The garage was recently permitted with building permit B230241. And this is another aerial imagery of the property. The structure that is highlighted in yellow is where the accessory dwelling unit would be located. This is a picture looking north towards the parcel. Now, comments received from the property owners within the zoning area. Received comment from MCIS, Antonio Martinez. The subject property is approximately 1.8 miles from the Berrien Goldwater Range, northern boundary, and navigation disclosure easement is requested. Also received comments from the Environmental Programs Division, provided the following comment. Existing septic system will be needed to be evaluated for capacity. Staff recommends approval of special use permit case number 2308. If the Planning Commission recommends approval, staff suggested attaching the following performance and operational condition. Performance condition, within 60 days of board supervisor approval, owners or their agents must provide the following: a recorded aviation disclosure statement, a recorded restricted airspace disclosure statement. And for operational condition, approval of the special use permit is based on the site plan submitted by the applicant. Any change for the site plan requires prior approval by the plan director. And Mr. Chairman, this concludes staff presentation. Question for staff.
Thank you, Jesus.
Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Staff, I see that there's also some storage sheds and shade structures. Are those permitted as well, or are they not permitted?
Mr. Chairman, you're referencing the subject property?
Yes, sir.
Yes, they're currently a building permit.
Everything is permitted that's on that property?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Storage sheds and the shade structures are permitted?
Mr. Chairman, there's currently a building permit on this property for that structure.
And also, I noticed that you recommended some requirements I didn't see in there. I know you talked about that there should be a survey for that septic tank, but that needs to be added as one requirement if we do approve it. No?
No, that'll be that'll be through the construction side, permitting side.
That's all I got, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions? I was looking at the points. I mean, I haven't seen a 300 point in a while.
Yeah.
Full points there. I mean, so yeah. All right, I'll go ahead and open up at this time to the public. Anyone from the public here to wish to speak on this item? Please come to the podium and please say your name and address for the record.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Gabriel Martinez. I'm the Water Operations Manager for Foothills Utilities, which is the water department, and my address is 12751 East Patricia Drive, Yuma, Arizona 85367. Well, I have more of a recommendation. And so our tariff, which is given to us by the ACC, and I know the past company that was there, which was Far West, they didn't enforce a lot of the things that are on our tariff, and we updated it last year. And so I didn't know, and maybe that was my fault. I didn't know what, how these proceedings go. But so for homes that are put in the backyard or a trailer or modular home or whatever, our tariff does state that we can charge additional fees for that. We haven't enforced it. One of the reasons being that we know that that it would cause a lot of problems. So, but moving forward, we're going to try to these new homes that get put in. As far as this one, for the water, this one has no sewer in the area. Our CCNN does not cover that area, but we do have the water in that area, and we want to recommend that this home put in another service, so a one-inch service, because our capacity fees that are based on the tariff, whenever the home was put in there and it got approved, that was based on a capacity fee with the home, the size of the home, the fixtures. This home has a 5/8-inch meter. And so they put an additional home in there. That's not going to be enough to supply. and the PSI will stay the same, but the volume of water, once they reduce to ½ inch, which is usually what the fixtures are inside homes, they're gonna have issues, and we're gonna be dealing with those issues when people call and say they have no pressure. But it's based on bad utilities, by letting people, and we run into this issue a lot in the foothills. They have a lot of homes in their backyards, and they run pipes everywhere with irrigation. And when it comes down to having low pressure, usually the problem is that they don't have the volume of water to supply their tanks and their dishwashers and whatever other fixtures they have in their showers, flushing the toilet. So we want to strongly recommend that they do add another service for this home.
I appreciate your comments and being on this commission. I think for 8 or 9 years, I think this is the first time I've seen anyone from that new past company be here.
Right.
And I think this is something that maybe you could get with admin, with staff, and figure out your input to them, and that way they could direct you on what needs to be done and with the property owners to help you guys out. But that seems more of an internal issue. But working with them as a team, maybe there's something you guys could do. And
Mr. Chairman, the applicants are here.
okay,
They're the ones that will have to work with the
right,
utility
right.
company.
But just working as a team with our utility companies, and if you have any, see what they could do for you on that end.
And Mr. Chairman, I just have one more thing to add. And so I wasn't prepared for this meeting. I'm sorry about that. That's my fault. So I'll go back in the tariff, but like I said, we're operating under the law, which is the ACC now, and moving forward with the new company, we want to operate like we should, and that's under the law. So that's what we want to do.
Thank you. And I think that's something you bring up with the consumer as well, but you're welcome to reach out to staff to see how you guys could navigate that for future development. Thank you. Anyone else have any comments? The applicant wish to comment anything, or no? Hearing none, bring it back to the commission. Do we have a
I do
motion?
have one more question, Mr. Chairman. What is the purpose of the dwelling unit, staff?
Mr. Chairman, the applicant is present. He will be able to answer that question.
Would you like to address?
I'm just asking what the purpose of your special, the
Family.
facility?
Hard, difficult times, very hard, and I'm at the end of my budget. I've worked all my life to have the property I have. My mother is 88 years old, and I want to get her out of California. And after that, I've got children and hopefully grandchildren. And this is an improvement for our city.
For the record, can you just state your name and your address for the record, please?
Jeffrey L. Bennett, 12706 East 41st Place.
Thank you very much, sir. All right.
Thank you.
That's it?
Thank
you. All right, ready for a motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I go ahead and recommend that we approve special use permit 23-08 as presented by staff.
Thank you. We have a motion. We have a few seconds over here to my right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any against? All right, motion carries. Thank you. Item number 6, special use permit case number 23-09, Mr. Javier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Javier Barraza, Senior Planner, presenting special use permit case number 2309. This is a request for a special use permit per section 604.03M of the Yuma County zoning ordinance to allow an accessory dwelling unit on a parcel of 1.2 net acres in size. The property is zoned low-density residential, 40,000 square foot minimum, located in the Martinez Lake Planning Area at 9812 North Dove Lane, Yuma, Arizona. The intent is to build a site-built home as an accessory dwelling unit for guests. That's how it was, the statement on the application. This is the zoning and vicinity map showing the subject parcel, crosshatched and highlighted in red. The property is on R140. Parcels on the north, parcel 001, 2, 3, are also zoned R140, improved with site-built dwellings. Parcel number 4 on the west, south, and east is zone RA10, unimproved. And parcel 003 and 00, RA20, sorry. Parcels on further south, 003 and 002 are zone R140, improved with site-built dwellings. This is an aerial view showing the subject parcel outlined in red. Properties access along Dove Lane on the south. This is a blowout. The existing residence was built in 2000. This is the site plan submitted by the applicant. On the eastern portion, as I mentioned, is the existing residence. The area highlighted in yellow, it slopes down as it goes towards the west. The proposed accessory dwelling unit is on the west side of it, which is level. This is a view looking southwest Dove Lane from the southeast corner of the parcel. Now looking west of the subject parcel from the east. Looking northeast of the subject parcel from the southwest corner. A panoramic view at subject parcel from the south. So you're looking at where the proposed accessory dwelling unit is going to be located. Staff received 5 letters in opposition of this request, 2 from property owners within the zoning area and 3 property owners outside the zoning area. We also received comments from Arizona Game and Fish that recommends that wildlife surveys are conducted to determine if noise-sensitive species occur within the project area. Avoidance of minimization measures could include conducting project activities outside of breeding session, and also Yuma County Treasurer's Office and stated that there are no delinquent property taxes on the subject parcel. Staff recommends denial of special use permit case number 2309. If the Planning Commission recommends approval, staff suggests attaching the following performance and operational conditions. Performance condition 1, within 60 days of approval by the Board of Supervisors, the owner shall do the following: provide an ARS 12-1134 waiver and record an infrastructure disclosure statement. And the following operational condition: the approval of a special use permit is based on the site plan submitted by the applicant. Any change from the site plan requires prior approval by the planning director. Mr. Chairman, this map shows the properties in opposition of this request. And with that, Mr. Chairman, staff concludes presentation, is ready to answer questions.
Thank you, Javier. Mr. Barraza, any questions from commissioners?
Yes, sir. Javier, could you put the shot from looking back up at the house showing the slope?
Is this one or this one?
There you go. So the house I'm looking at by the Palo Verde tree is the existing dwelling?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
The the fact that it's in a floodplain and a flood zone on a downhill slope, it's pretty illogical to, since you can't change the drainage patterns that exist naturally. That seems to be a poor location for, and now according to the amendment to our packet, it is going to be for an individual who has mental impairments developing. It just doesn't make any sense to move it that far away because it will, well, I have lived with dementia, so I logically then it will become a two-person house with a caregiver, and yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Thank you.
Thank you for your opinion. Anyone else?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, this is one that I've actually struggled with all week, to be honest with you, because it's very rarely, I'm not a fan of, special use permits, as you all know, along with some other people on the staff, but we have just approved 2. But they're a little bit different situation. And I agree with Bobby that it is in a floodplain. It does get a lot of rain out in that area, and that is my concern. The distance between the house and the where they plan on putting this facility, it doesn't correspond with what I think is reasonable. And just my 2 cents worth.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? All right, here none, I'll open this up to the public. Anyone from the public wish to comment on this item? For or against? Or if the applicant is here and would like to speak?
My name is Melanie Williams. I live at 3101 Angus Drive, Prescott, Arizona, 86305. My husband passed away October 30th of last year. we had planned on retiring at Lake Martinez. And anyway, I started to move stuff there, and my mom kind of took that as I was deserting her. And I said, well, let's go down there and we'll go look at assisted living places. I don't want to live in an assisted living place. I'm like, okay, well, what if I can build your own little house for you to be on one level, know all your surroundings, your furniture, everything would be where she wants it to be. Because the existing house has stairs. And I want her to be with me. I want her to be by me. I have 3 brothers, and they have all just kind of left her on the sideline. And I don't want to be that far away from her. And I understand your concern about the floodplain. Talking to Aaron, he was going to put up a retaining wall with the proper drainage. We were going to raise the level of the dirt so that it was above the floodplain. But it's going to be a small home. I'm going to have cameras up. I'm going to have electrical units so that I know where she is if she's moving around. And if need be, I could just stay with her. She's 78 years old. She has not substantial dementia, but she can't remember how to drive to church. She can't remember how to drive to my home in Prescott. And she forgets to eat. And I don't want to stay in Prescott anymore. I want to be here where it's calmer and nicer, low stress. So that's why I want to build this structure. Thank you for listening.
Any questions for the applicant?
One, the accessory dwelling and where you're talking about putting it is a non-conforming to anything else in that neighborhood. That is a very difficult area for zoning and adding things in that area just because of where it is and the history of the area. So it's a relatively small 700 square feet is what is in there.
Yes.
Okay. And the existing dwelling is not, there's nowhere to modify the part of the existing dwelling to handle this sort of a situation, rather than building a whole new structure and all the rest.
I still have a lot of my husband's stuff that I haven't gotten rid of yet, and I suppose we could take the side concrete and add on to that. But I wanted it to be her safe place. I wanted her to feel good about where she was, and I didn't want her to feel guilty about pushing stuff out to make room for her.
Additional questions?
Yes, one. Staff, you had said that the original application had said it was for guests.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
When did that change?
When I received a letter from the applicant stating it was for a family member.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to speak on this item?
Hello, my name is Aaron Mundinger. I live at 7646 East County 2nd Street. I'm a general contractor here in Yuma. Been a resident of Yuma since 2004. My opinion on this matter is, most of these matters is, I believe they meet codes, meet setbacks. She's gonna have to have an engineer involved in this project. She's gonna pay for all this. I don't see why it shouldn't be approved.
That's my opinion. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Any other questions for the? No? Okay. On the point thing here, well, just for my curiosity, because I haven't noticed this on other ones. The item number 6, the location of projected project appropriate considering proximity to existing transportation, shopping, services, and employment. I'm assuming for any application we receive in that area, that's always a 0. It doesn't matter whether we're.
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. It should be that way, yes.
I was noticing the big difference in the point system would be that and number 5 and the rest of it, you know, that would change it 50 points if those were there. Okay. All right. Thank you. Any additional questions? Okay, hearing none, I'll bring it back to the commission. Do I have a motion? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve this item. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Stand by for a second, please.
We did.
You're approving, you want to approve it?
The motion was to approve the item.
Okay.
Yeah. Second was. Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, is that approvals as presented with the conditions?
Yes, correct. Okay, you want to redo that? Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Nay.
I'll go yes.
2 nays and
Get a roll call. Do roll call real quick. Okay. Adrian Mosqueda,
Yes.
Jim Allen,
Yes.
Tim Bowers,
No.
Matias Rosales,
aye.
Bobby McDermott,
No.
Ron Van Wy,
I'm going to say why I'm going to vote first. Because you made your case. And I feel for you, so I'm going to say yes.
Okay, the motion carries 4-2 as approval.
Thank you. Item number 7, discussion by the commission members, planning director events, attending current events, and schedule for future planning commissions. Anything from the commissioners? Nope. We have
He's work.
I don't know if commissioners attended, but the transportation summit's coming up in October. Do we go to
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, what was that?
the transportation conference that's gonna be here in October? Do we attend that? I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not. The YMPO transportation. State.
That's, I think, up to the commissioners. We can look into it and see if there's a fee associated with that, and I'll have Amber send out a inquiry as to who wants to attend.
Okay, cool. I know because I think they alternate every year, and I think this year is gonna be in Yuma. So I mean, it's local. Why not? You guys.
It's with
YMPO
YMPO.
through YMPO. Yeah.
And it's
so,
in November, you said?
I think it's October. Yeah.
And, Mr. Chairman, just want to bring to your attention that one of my senior planners, today is his last meeting, Anson Lahase, he is leaving.
What the heck? Where are you going now? Are we adjourned yet?
Are you allowed to say where you're going, or you just don't want to say?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I did receive a new planning position, but I appreciate the time that I worked here at Yuma County, and I've learned a lot. It's sure been a pleasure to work for Maggie, and I appreciate all your guys' help with learning the ropes. Thank you.
Have you missed, Andrew?
We appreciate everything you've
Appreciate
done.
everything you did.
Yeah, thank you, and wish you the best. Can you at least say if you're staying in Yuma County or you're leaving the county?
I'm going to be moving soon, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Good
We're
luck
gonna
to
lose
you.
you in general.
Very cool
Yeah,
country.
good luck. Wish you the best. Thank you. Maggie, anything else?
That's it, Mr. Chairman.
We didn't get a going away cake or nothing.
Oh, right.
No, nothing. We gotta start changing.
You have
policy
to
for
be
that,
here
you
at
know?
least 20 years for that.
Oh, okay. 20. Jeez. All right.
Just for a cake.
Any other events that we need to discuss or anything? Huh? Call to the public. If anyone here wants to speak from the public, we don't need to hear from. Hearing none. All right, guys. Have a good evening. Thank you for coming. Meeting adjourned.